Hey, it's your girl Mystic M back on the scene. Yo, I got another one. Let's go check them out.
How everybody doing? My name's Tommy from Major League Cuts. I'm doing an interview for a friend who wants to know about the struggles in the life that I've had as far as coming up in this world. I grew up in Southwest, 58th Street. I'm sure a lot of people are affiliated with that. Raised by my aunt, a single mom, who raised me and four other kids. And I had the typical childhood, run of the mill little boy doing what little boys do. You know, I can't say that I was perfect because I was far from perfect. I had attitude problem. I had major issues like anger, fight, things of that nature. And all that led me to was my road of destruction. My issues came, it came and started around 10. And it was part of that because my father passed. He went from being an integral part of my life, even though I was raised by his sister, my aunt. He was there. But when he passed at 10, I think that gave me a turn. And that's when I went from being this happy kid to this whole humble, mad, angry little boy. And it reflected on my schooling, how I reacted to people. My mouth was very vicious. It was vicious. Anybody in my family will tell you, I'll curse you out in a heartbeat.
Are there any other male influences in your life that helped you along your path?
No, not really. It was from there on out, it was just me learning and doing what I wanted to do. Now, I don't ask for help. And when my father passed, it was just like, I lost my best friend. Even though I was 10, he was there every day of my life. When I wasn't raised with him, my mother was abusive. She almost killed me. This is the reason that my aunt had custody of me. So when that happened, he came around, he did what he had to do. He made sure I was okay. He helped my aunt with supporting me and all those things. But once he left, it was like a void. Now who do I look to? He was teaching me how to be a man. He taught me the little things that I remember, how to be courteous to women, how to open up doors for women, how to treat a woman, how to be nice, how to talk, interact, things of that nature. But then he didn't never get the road to teach me how to be a man past that 10 years old. So.
Right.
I had the streets to teach me. And when I mean the streets, I grew up in Southwest with my cousin. He was a prominent figure in the streets. And that's who I had to look up to. Until certain situations happened with my mother, as far as me growing up with my aunt. I went to live with my mother in the 80s. She was living down Richard Allen Projects. She just came home. My brother just came home from the burn center. I lost my sister in the fire. My brother just came home. And my mother needed help. And I uprooted myself from where I was at to come down there. And that was a whole different story. Going
Right.
to Richard Allen in the 80s.
I know you say it was rough, and like it's kind of rough anyway living in the ghetto, like or the hood. But
it's rough as you make it.
okay.
Like I said, I grew up in there. I left there and went there, and it was like a whole different atmosphere. But I adjusted fast. I adapted. I can get along with everybody and anybody, no matter what part of the city I'm in.
Right.
So I adapted. Like I said, it was a different atmosphere, dynamic. When you grew up in a secluded house, in a secluded area, to this big, wide area of so many different people, meet different attitudes, temperaments.
Right.
And I think that's a part of where I basically just grew into a man once I moved down here. Because as I said, me and my mother's relationship was strained. I moved with her because at the end of the day, she still needed help. My brother just came home from the burn unit after a year and a half of being in the house fire. So,
Wow.
but that still didn't stop the abuse.
Oh wow. So Do you think that your father's passing had anything to do with her abusive nature, or?
My mother nature was abusive, but when she was with my father, you know, and the sad part is my father never made a decision to walk away. He chose to stay up until the time he died. I had to grow up to be a man fast.
Okay.
When you go from a loving, nurturing home to one where as though you fending for your life, or you might not wake up.
Wow. It was.
And I'm being honest, like, that's why nobody know what I'm having. Become who I am today. It took those things back then to make me who I am today.
Okay.
You know, because like my mom passed 3 years ago, and before she passed, like she was sick, dialysis. And those 14 years that she was on dialysis was like the best time I've had with my mom. It took her to be on her deathbed for her to, you know, start treating us like our sons. But I mean, I forgave her. I had to.
Raising my son, I wasn't the best mother. So I'm not saying I at times I was abusive, but not to the point I tried to kill him. But yeah, there was times that.
But understand, but there's one thing about being abusive,
Yeah.
and then being where I was at.
Yeah.
Abusive is me getting my behind whooped
Yeah.
for doing something wrong.
Right.
My mother, she threw mirrors at me. She pulled knives. That's not abuse. That's attempted murder. Spank your child. See children need spanking. Look what's going on right now.
Right.
But I can't blame a lot of people like the parents for what's going on in society. I can, but I won't, because at the end of the day, what old head role models did they have
Right.
to teach them right from wrong? All they glorify is the jail mentality with rap telling, things of that nature. You know, and I was one of those kids. I was NWA kid. When that came out, I think everybody in the city went crazy.
Right. Right. Right.
When
Right.
NWA came out. And that led us to a spiral downhill, but who did we have? But everybody blames the young boy, the young boy. Mo had told me one day, he said, everybody blaming these young boys, but what about us? We need accountability.
Right. Right.
And I said, true. You know, I got into the game, selling drugs, you know, and doing things I wasn't supposed to do. And then I took went and killed somebody.
Oh wow.
And that's when I went to prison for 10 years. I was 20 years old. I never forget. You know, it was a rainy Monday, 1991, April 23rd, August 23rd, 1991. And I mean, I reached out to the family. Though I was a kid, I was young, I was getting money, I was running around. But maybe if I had the right guidance or the right people in my corner to help me, maybe that would have never happened. But I can't blame them.
Right.
I had to blame myself.
Right.
And I held myself accountable for it. All 10 of those years. Bothered my family with calls home and stuff like that. And, like, if you're going to do things, you have to be a man about the things you do. And I tell young boys, like, if you want to live your life with somebody telling you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, what to do, like shut up, nigga, go to your cell,
Wow.
things of that nature. I mean, then jail is where you need. Then jail is where you want to be. But who wants to be lived like that?
On your mother's deathbed, did she confess to you, okay, this is why I did such and such? Did she open up to you and say, okay, here, this is why I was so abusive?
No. It's about it. She never talked about it. She never apologized. She never said, no, son. She never even talked about it, ever. When asked, she would just shut down and not say nothing.
Yeah.
You know, it was like inside, I guess it was eating her alive. You know, and I had a bad rapport. Like, I'm gonna say it. I like when people ask me about my mother, back then before she got sick, and I can say this in front of y'all. I used to tell people like, I care less if my mother lived or died.
Wow.
Because at the time, that's how I felt she felt about me. You know, I heard I had to be to say something like that. That's how I truly felt. Like for all those years, I used to always tell people that. I have a little brother. He would never witness that. Our baby brother. He was a start life again child.
Did you or your brother ever get counseling to deal with those issues?
I mean, my brother needed it because, like I said, he was in the house fire, which my little sister had died in.
Right. And I know that had to be traumatic.
Yes. Lack of negligence on her behalf.
Oh, on your mother's behalf.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
You know. So my brother never got counseling for any of this. You know, for the abuse. I was strong enough. It was rough.
Well, that's a good thing that y'all both had each other to lean on.
You know, but my brother had a lot of problems. You know, she drank with him, the alcohol syndrome baby, feeder syndrome baby.
Oh, wow.
You know, and I still got to look out for him. You know, I still have to go check up on him, make sure he's all right. I mean, he functioned.
But he has some disabilities.
Yeah, he got his low partners.
Right.
You know, but I still got to make sure he's all right. So, went to jail. You know, like I said, don't glorify it. You got people out here that glorify the prison system. But it's not something that you want to glorify. I want to be respected for my family.
Right.
I want to be respected for what I'm doing now, how I'm living now. You know, what roads I'm taking. You know, I used to hustle coke and heroin. Now I hustle haircuts. Hustle is a hustle, right or wrong.
Tell them where you at real quick.
Major League Cuts, 51st and Market. You know what I mean? I'm open at 6 a.m. in the morning, every day, Sunday at 7.
He always on time, y'all. Always.
When I say I'm open at 6, I'm open at 6. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it.
Yes, very dependable.
But remember me for what I'm doing now. How I came home in 2001 and I've been home since.
And turned your life around.
Exactly. I try to talk to the young boys out here. And they do respect me out here. You know, and they respect me wherever I go when I talk to them. Because who better to talk to kids and people that's out here doing that than somebody that's been through it?
Right, yeah.
You know, I've been through that. You know, but but these kids don't have the discipline. You know, what they get is baby fire.
Right.
You know, like you cut hair, I cut hair. You know how many mothers I deal with when I tell their child, young boy, you gotta sit still. Don't talk to my child like that.
See, that's a problem for me because I think that a lot of women are so used to being strong and not having the man around that when a man is around and trying to guide your son in a positive manner, you don't know how to take it.
It isn't. They don't know how to take it. It's that they don't want. They feel as though, like Sam when I grew up, it took a village. They said.
Right.
I'm sure you remember that.
Yep.
And what they meant by take a village, y'all get your ass whooped by your neighbor.
Yep.
You get your ass whooped by your neighbor, your motherfucking teachers. You know what I mean? I went to schools, man. Teachers had paddles.
Yep.
You get fucked up with that paddle. But now it's like, don't touch me, don't say nothing to my child, don't. Okay, well, if your son out here getting his ass whooped, I'm gonna make sure I keep that in mind. And it's sad you gotta be like that. Because of how they, they wasn't raised how we was raised. We was raised different.
Right.
We was raised from a different cup, from a different cloth.
Yep, that's absolutely
You see what I'm saying? And I try to tell them, like, y'all don't want to go to Pathfinder. Stay the hell out here on these streets. Like, go to trucking school. You know how much truckers make? He's a young boy. He got his own truck now. All he do is pick up payloads and go.
Right.
But his truck parked in front of his door. He ready to open up his second one. And he's 20, he just turned 30.
Wow.
He just turned 30. I got a couple young boys that do trucking. You know? I tell them it takes 8. No, I mean, if you're a college kid and you want to do college, that's fine. But I also tell them that don't go to college, get a trade. Get a trade. HVAC, 1811, barber, anything. Get a trade. Don't leave your finger to the hands of somebody else. Be your own boss.
It does come in handy. You take that trade and become your own boss.
It's sad to see it, but women are becoming the men. I can say it 100 because these little niggas ain't doing nothing for themselves.
See, this is why I'm doing, part of the reason why I'm doing this. How can we change that? How can we make that where, okay, yes, women should be leaders and they should make money, but men, we need y'all to lead.
And
So-
it's not, but how many women gonna let that man? They so used to being in charge of everything. From you might have raised your sisters all your life. I don't know. You might have sisters. You might have been the youngest, but raised your sisters all your life. You know what I mean? So who knows or who can say that? How do you feel about a man coming in trying to take over? Some women don't feel like that. Some women want to be, but they can't do it. They can't let go of the lead. They want to lead and they don't know how to let it
The
go.
man has to prove himself first. You can't,
True, facts.
you can't just move a man into your house.
No, I'm just
see,
saying that's facts. Yes, he has to prove himself. But once he proves himself, you know how many women out here ain't no good men out here, ain't no good men out here. There's plenty of good men out here. You know what I mean? Where is they looking for, man?
Right.
You know what I mean? I just put up a post the other day how women think, a lot of women think like talking to a man any kind of way is a good thing. No, it's not. Like I said, I've been through physical abuse by my mom and verbal abuse. And I always tell people I can walk away from anything within 5 minutes.
Absolutely.
Trust me, I've done it. 2
Right.
marriages.
Right.
I don't deal with the arguing, I'm not dealing with the fighting, I'm not dealing with none of that. If that's something you want to do, you do it on your own. Now, if we arguing about something reasonable, fine, I can do that. But just to be arguing and argue, wake up mad,
Right.
sit down at breakfast,
No.
stuff like that.
No.
And you got the bitter girlfriend syndrome.
Yeah.
Your girl want to hang with a bunch of single chicks that's bitter and mad and angry. And that always invading in people's relationships. Regardless of what people say, it does. If you're going to be married, people marry people. Find married couples hang with.
Right.
Don't go hanging with your silly ass best friend, Eve, who just turned man to man every 3 weeks.
Oh, wow.
And then always talking bad about him. And then a lot of women let their girlfriends and friends input. No, he could be a good dude. Come home every day, he all up under your ass. That's right or wrong.
Yeah, right.
And that's what they do. And instead of your woman being a woman and be like, oh,
I was just
first
about
of
to
all,
say that. I was about to say
that's
that.
my man. He can be wherever he wants to. Second of all, if you that's how you feel, you ain't got to come over. No, they won't do that. They'll go right along with it. And then sneak behind their back and tell them, yeah, I told her that.
Well, that's not the one you need to be with then.
But you don't know that until you find out.
Right.
Because she's going to come back and tell you she said something to her, but she didn't.
Right.
So all you got is her word.
Right.
But then you got the girlfriends that flip me at the mouth and girls don't say nothing to. Like, what man wants to be around that? You know what I mean? Just like y'all say, men get be held accountable, women need to be held accountable for what they do too.
Absolutely. I think on both ends, y'all, like when you look for a mate, you need to be looking for someone that you could build with.
You need to be looking for a friend.
Yeah, friend first. Yes.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Everything else comes second. Y'all ain't friends, y'all ain't
Absolutely. You're right about that.
nothing, you know? And that was my mistake. I married when I first came home for the fact that I was gone for 10 years. And I thought this is what I wanted to do, when in fact I didn't want to do that.
Right.
That's not what I wanted to do. You know, and I explained it to my daughter. And when I left, and she was understanding, like, that's my goals, you know.
Okay.
We always kept in touch, we still know everything. Man, asked me why her mother's so bitter. It's been 18, 19, 18, 17 years.
Did you marry your mother?
Yeah, we divorced and everything.
No.
Reasons. I
Right.
didn't marry for love. I married for the fact that I was alone for 10 years.
Mm-hmm.
And I wanted to do it for my daughter.
Right.
But I realized it was wrong. So, I mean, when I woke up and looked over and seen who I was laying next to, I was like,
Right.
I went to work. Well, I mean, it might be funny because everybody always use it as a joke. No, I went to work and I never came back home.
Wow. Wow. You ain't write her a Dear John letter?
No,
Nothing.
I just left. Like, I couldn't do it anymore. Like, you're not the woman I want to be with. You know? And we got married, yeah, but we got divorced. Did I know people say, did you mean how you didn't give it a chance? Why give something a chance you already know ain't gonna work?
Right.
Why waste somebody else's time? And your own.
Right. Absolutely.
You know what I mean? You wasted your time and their time.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so that's not what I mentioned. So my second one was the reason that me and her broke up, like I said. The girlfriends. The party girls, the ones that like I think like if you hang with the misery loves company.
Absolutely.
And they were so miserable that she would, like, me and her would like go head to head arguing. You know what I mean? And I'm like, not arguing with you. You go ahead and be with them girls. But she was the same person crying at that divorce hearing.
Right. So,
We really doing this. Yes, we are.
Right. So you're married now, right? I thought you were married. You gonna make me have to cut the scene. You have a girlfriend, right?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah. So how's that going for you?
We were friends first.
Right. So that was a whole different dynamic, right?
Exactly. A whole different dynamic, right? We can enjoy each other's company, whether it be at the supermarket or out of town. She misses it. She's like, I ain't got nobody to go to the supermarket with me no more, trip with me at night.
Oh.
I gotta go by myself now. Like, babe, I gotta work. She's like, I know. But
That's
it was
cute.
fun. But like I said, life wasn't easy for me.
Right.
You know, it took me two marriages, 10 years in the prison, abuse.
So can you give any words of encouragement for any young king out there that's really struggling with who he is as a black male and just trying to find his way?
Don't succumb to peer pressure.
Mm-hmm.
Be a leader. Never follow. And that's how I teach my daughters.
Right.
I don't care where you lead from, lead. And I know I have stories about that too. Like, I'm never a person that's going to be a yes man to anybody. And anybody that knows me in here, if you ever hear them talk about me, they'll tell you, no, he speaks his mind, he sees what's on his mind.
Right.
He's never going to agree with you.
Right.
He's never going to do that. That's just not me.
Right.
I've been like that all my life. Even as a kid, if I had 5 homies that want to do this, I want to do this. Oh man, you gonna listen? All right, y'all go ahead. I'm cool. I'm going to do this.
Right.
But guess what? Out of those 5, 2 might come with me. Yeah, I'm gonna go with him, man.
Mm-hmm.
That's being a leader. I'm never going to follow in the pack. I drive by myself. Because you know why? It gives me time to think. I ain't never in the car with 2, 3 niggas, 1 nigga. If I am in the car with a homie, I'm driving him somewhere to pick up his car.
Right.
But it's never us riding around. No. It gives you clarity to think about things.
Right.
Like people say, you don't play music in your car. Cause I be thinking, like, what you scared to be alone with your own thoughts?
Right.
I be thinking about things when I'm driving.
Mm-hmm.
Don't let other dudes dictate your future. Stop letting another man tell you, this is my man's, this is my man's. Trust me, all the time, the man's ain't your man's. Your man's be the same motherfucker in the bed with your woman.
Mm.
Your man's be the same one at the police station pointing your picture out.
Wow.
Your man's be the same one walking around with your enemy. You know what I mean? I've always been alone. I'm still alone.
Right.
I don't trust nobody outside my circle. Because the last nigga I trusted got me 10 years. That's why I say your man's is never your man. Your homie ain't never your homies. I have associates. I don't have friends.
Right.
And my girl always say, you ain't gonna know I have associates. I have people I associate with. Other than that, my friend is home.
Okay. Uh-huh.
My friend home. I ain't got time for all this homie shit and all that. I'm too grown. I'm 49 years old. I ain't gonna fuck a homie.
Right.
You know what I mean? You go to jail, where your homie gonna be at? You get in some shit, where your homie gonna be at?
Right.
You know what I mean? So stop always looking for the next man to validate who you are. And that's what it is. You need validation from another man to know that you're a man.
Right.
You're not a man. Until you stand up on your own 2 feet, take responsibility for everything in your actions, you're always going to be just that, a follower. You're always going to be in the barrel getting pulled down.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what they're going to do until they can step away out of that circle and say, listen, man, y'all go ahead. I got it. Like I said, get a trade. All these trade schools that's open. HVAC, they look for HVACs all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Now, answer me this. You rather do 6 months of school or life in prison?
Right. Right.
You can't do 6 months, but you can do life. And somebody said, why would you say I could do life? Because you're out here running around selling drugs, shooting and doing this shit. That's all you're going to get. That or death.
Right.
And only take you 6 months to go get your HVAC.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? Barber's license. Trucking school. Anything. They set their plateau so low that they'll never be able to get up.
Right.
Because they sit it down here. They settle for being told they ain't shit. We ain't gonna never be shit. You know what I mean? Stuff like that. But instead of building each other up, because when one of your homies leave and do go do that positive thing, he's the nut man.
Right.
Oh, that nigga nut man. He don't fuck with us no more because he ain't no nut. He chose to do better for himself. Instead of y'all being homies, that's what's up, man. They got classes coming open. He a nut. You know what I mean? He went from being your man's. This is that part about being your man. This went from being your man's to this nigga being a nut man.
Right.
Because he chose to step out that circle and go ahead, elevate his life.
Right.
On some conversation. You know what they do? You know why they got so many stores and breakfast
They pool
stores?
their money together.
Exactly. And then send for the next motherfucker in their country to come over and open them up a store.
Yep.
And then they pool again and send for, and they keep doing it.
Yep.
Poppies, same thing. Help each other out. Car repairs, all types of shit. Whatever they got, their people got. Do it. White people, they use fraternity and frats. Oh, yeah. I graduated from there. I was a such. Oh, yeah, you get a job there.
Right.
They do.
Yeah.
Black people. Oh, you a dumb motherfucker, man. You want to go out there and work for the white man.
I can't say it's all black
Damn.
people that think like that. It's just a certain
No, I'm just saying, you said the
mindset.
youth. You said, what can I do to tell you? This is what the youth do.
Yeah.
This is what the youth do. I got a nephew who got an 805 credit score, just bought him a brand new Lincoln MKZ. And he's 22.
Right.
Why?
Because he stepped outside of the box.
And he don't, and plus his dad don't play with it.
Right.
His dad raised him to be a man, a thinking man.
And
Remember that? My dad raised me to be a man, a thinking man.
Right.
And that's why he has his dad. His dad had custody of him since he was 5.
Right.
And he built him to be a man.
And that's what a lot of young men don't have.
But these women don't want men raising their kids. You cannot raise a boy if you're a woman. What can you teach your son as far as life skills?
It cuts off at a certain point.
Exactly.
I say like around 13.
13, then they start feeling themselves.
Yeah.
And then who won't be there to tell them, yo, come here. Yada. I had a girl that come here with her 7-year-old son. He cursed it. He told his mom, I hate you.
Oh, wow.
I had this, and his mom sat right there quietly. And I told him, like, you don't ever tell your mom nothing like that. You lost
But
your
he
mind.
had to hear that somewhere.
Wherever he heard that, he wasn't going to say it here.
Right.
And I made him apologize. He apologized to his mother with tears in his eyes. I said, don't you ever say that.
Right.
And I chastise those kids that I cut because I know some of them don't have a father. And the ones that they do have fathers, they out there in the streets.
Right.
Because if they had fathers in their lives, they would be here.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Taking their little boy.
They would be here getting their hair cut instead of their mother.
Yep.
So I can't fault some women for the stuff that they do because they made bad choices on the people they had babies by.
Mm-hmm.
So when I see the single mom coming here with the child, like I have mothers that call me. Can you talk to Texas for me? Where you at? What do you want from me? Yo, what's the problem? Nothing, Mr. Tommy. Why is your mother calling me about you? What did you do? And they get to talking to me and tell me. They bring me report cards. They bring me all types of stuff.
Right.
Because I'm not trying to be their father, but I'm going to try to be that male role model, positivity in their life.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so that they can know that somebody cares, somebody listens to me.
Right.
You know, I have somebody I can talk to. And that's all I do. That's how I want to do. That's why you're here today.
Thank you for your time. It made me look at you in a different light because I guess we never got to have this conversation.
Yeah, we never got to talk. You just come in, get your hair cut, pew, back out the door.
So yes, and I appreciate you expressing yourself to me and to everyone who's going to see this video. I think it's important that black men be able to express themselves.
That's me. I'm going to express myself. And I get out the fucking town here or in there. I'm going to express myself. They're going to know me.
I know that's right.
And I don't even care. Because I'm not going to put borders on me.
Right.
You know, I'm not going to be the one that safeguard my mouth while my mind is wandering.
Mm-hmm.
You can't do that.
Yeah.
You can't. I mean, you have to take. I'm not saying chances deeply in life, but you have to take chances. You have to let yourself be free.
Absolutely.
Woman or man.
Yeah.
You have to be free.
Yeah.
And like I said, stop selling for the borders that you think is here. Get out of here. Reboot. Go move. Just move. And go somewhere where you can find peace at.
Absolutely.
And I guarantee you, you'll look at life in a whole different light then. You'll be like, dang, you were right.
Mm-hmm.
All I had to do was reboot, and start over.